Good morning. I hope everybody that listens is keeping well. I wanted to share some of my thoughts about chronology. I think chronology, like any other subject, has been hijacked for the purpose of social and political control, of course. Do I think there's someone neutral keeping track of the true chronology? Of course not. I don't think there's anyone keeping track of the real chronology. You know, when a new paradigm emerges, like a new world order emerges, they have tendency of erasing the previous because they don't want to be criticized. That's the thing they hate the most is criticism. They hate be, that something else existed and that something else can be used as a reference to criticize the one at the moment. So they have humans have tendency of erasing the previous, the memory of the previous. Yes. So through this, mechanics, I think humans are actually suffering from amnesia because they no longer know where they come from. They no longer know their origins. Yes. Uh, BCE stands for before the Common Era, and BCE is counted downfall instead of up. For instance, 2000 BCE came before 1000 BCE. It is said around the age of Mercury or the age of Thoth, 11,000 BCE was when writing was developed, complex writing. Before that, it is said that we used numbers from 1 to 9 to communicate. Some say it was around 11,000 BCE that agriculture was also developed. And because of that, we could spend more time focusing and perfecting writing and the alphabet. I don't think so at all. Anyway, it is also said that around the age of Mercury or the age of Thoth, the Kali worshippers, the Chaldeans, were also called the, uh, the Druids, right? They went about the world spreading civilization, spreading um, the alphabet. That's what is said. I don't know if it's true or not. Again, chronology and history, I mean, everything has been diluted. I don't believe in any of this. Most recently, for instance, in the year 1200 AD of our era, right? In the year 1200, Constantine, right, put a stop to the Mohammed Empire, to the Moorish Empire, and they pretty much installed a new paradigm, the Christian paradigm, you know, and we've been living under this paradigm until recently. There's a lot of talk about a new world order. They want to renew this order. They want to come up about with another order we've been living under, right? It's very important, this date, 1200. This is when, all of those military, operations started that they call the Crusades. It was around this time. And it also coincides with the birth of Portugal, the country where I live. Portugal uh, became Portugal around the year 1200 as well. That's when the Crusades was stopping by. They were on their way to the somewhere in the Middle East to fight something, and there was this guy, the king of an area, and he hired them in order to expand in the name of the church, of course, expand the territory of Portugal. Uh, this happened before 1200. I don't know exactly, but it was around that era. That's when. That's why Portugal is one of the oldest countries, modern countries in the world, in Europe at least. Anyway, now our ancestors clearly, developed numbers and the concept of time. This doesn't really exist, right? It was us humans that came up with these concepts, and I think it was through observing the skies. We were looking at the constellations and we realized the constellations kind of repeat themselves. We stay in a house, in a constellation, for around 2,200 years, and then we move into another. At the moment, I think we are in Aquarius. I might be mistaken. And we still have to, endure Aquarius for, I don't know, 2,000 years until we move to the next one. So every 200, 200, 2,200, or 2,400, it depends. I'm not sure about these calculations. We move from one house to the other. The full rotation of the ecliptic will take around, 26,000 years. 26,000 years. Now, this is just us calculating into the future or into the past. Does that mean we've been around for 26,000 years? I don't know. But we are able to calculate it because the sky is fixed and it repeats itself. We also notice that each one of these houses corresponds to 30 degrees. Yes, which if you multiply by 12, the 12 houses gives us the total of 360 degrees. This is where this number comes from. The full circumference of 360 degrees. It came to be by observing the skies, you know. Now, the Mayans, for instance, have been doing this for over 200,000 years. Does that mean we've been around for all that time? I don't know. But it's possible to calculate it, right? Because the sky clock repeats itself in cycles. You can calculate into the past or into the future, right? So, anyway, it is said that the age of Osiris was in the year 1800 BC, almost 22,000 years ago. The age of Osiris, the age of Krishna, it was in the year 4200 BCE. It's a long time ago. You think it's true? I don't know. I don't know if it's true. All right. I think I'm going to shut up now.